Another week, another episode, Miss Legs. How are we? How have you been?
Oh, I'm so sorry I cut in there. It's just I have so much I want to talk about. Hello, my darling Glenn Marshall Adams, DJ Glenn, DJ Mushroom.
Hi,
Push
honey.
the button, honey.
Well, how have you been? What have you been up to?
I am actually great. I am doing very well. I've been up to all sorts. Now that
Ooh.
I'm still waiting on summer starting. This weather is atrocious. I don't know what we done to deserve this dull, grey, dreary spell from June. But I remember. You remember the year that Rihanna brought out Umbrella?
Ella,
That
yep.
entire summer, it rained every day.
So it's Rihanna's fault, is what
It's
we're
all
saying.
Rihanna's fault. So I'm trying to pin something on someone because it cannot be our fault. You know, even when the kids go back to school in a couple of weeks, I think it would be great if we got a wee blast of like just give us 6-7 days, blue skies, let the flowers grow and But hey ho, I'm healthy. We're healthy.
We are indeed.
That's what matters. That's what matters.
Well, what has been happening this week? What is the salacious gossip on the scene? Tell me, spill all the beans.
Well, I think everybody knows. I'm busting to talk about this because I secretly prayed for this. As you well know, it's coming up to my 1-year anniversary from when I left Union Street.
Yes.
My Saturday afternoon, rather infamous Tioki show.
So this is Union Street Bar in Belfast we're talking about.
Yes.
And this is one of 2 local gay bars. And Union Street has been a staple on the gay scene for what, 25 years?
Plus.
25 years
I
or
would
so?
say 25 plus.
Okay. So that's exactly, so we're talking about Union Street Bar in Belfast. So
that's where all you guys grew up, and that's where I mothered yous.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that was it. Yous all come under
Spent
my wing.
many a drunken night in there. Many a drunken day. Is it?
Yeah. I never went home, love. So it didn't. Well, you know what? Everybody has known for quite some time. It's out in the public domain that it was on the market, and it's now been sold, and the keys have been handed over, and I met with the new owners.
This is exciting.
Yeah, and it was just a sit down chit chat. And very informal. It was nothing about anything. He asked me how I was doing, what my current situation is with mum, what am I doing, working and stuff like that. And I had, expressed that I absolutely adore the bar.
And I think we all sort of do.
Yeah.
Certainly for me anyway. As we talked about just a few moments ago, like I grew up in that bar, so I have a real passion for what's happening to it. So I'm really interested to find out, sort of what's going to happen with the new owner. And
I'm excited.
Oh, that's good.
I'm
excited about it as well.
Because they did tell me some things, and I'm going to keep those to myself. And you know what I love? I love when you're able to talk to someone and I can look you in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, the new owner had texted me and said to me, Brian, is it okay to call? And he did call, and I said, well, let's meet.
Yeah.
And we did. And he has been in hospitality for over 30 years. He knows the game. Every wheel and turning, nook and cranny and cobweb. And that's what I like. And I remember when I was leaving Union Street on the 9th of September last year, I did say it on stage that whatever happens, I just hope someone comes along with a no-nonsense, strictly by the book approach and brings it back to what it used to be. Sparkle it up, brighten it up, open it up. Give it back that gorgeous feel. Do you remember you always used to feel a certain way the minute you walked into the door? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You felt safe.
Yeah.
And I guess all of that disappeared over the last few years, slowly but surely. And I guess that's how I felt last year, and I couldn't fight it, I thought. And I guess, what I think is very important, sometimes in your life, things will change even though you don't want them to. And I didn't want it to change, but I knew it was changing. And there was nothing I could do, so I had to embrace what was going on the best way I knew how. And, All the weird and the wonderful used to walk in through the doors, and you didn't know who they were, and then they became your friends, and then they became really good friends, and it was the most beautiful place you could have ever went to, because the entertainers were amazing.
Well, of course you would say that. I mean,
I was one of them.
do you know what actually stands out for me though?
Uh-huh.
Was Christmas Eve every year.
Oh, I loved it.
Christmas Eve, for those people who weren't fortunate enough to make it into the bar on Christmas Eve, it became a bit of a ritual every year where Miss Legs would be there doing
Tina's coming home for Christmas.
Tina's doing a small, and you weren't really doing a show.
No.
You were just there playing some Christmas tunes. You were walking
Giving out
around
the mulled wine
and mince pies and hosting and a bit of chat and just coming around. But it was like people that we had met or people that we had hung out with throughout the year, who you might not see day to day in your life, but you might bump into every other Saturday night on a random night out, would be there. And in just some weird Christmassy way, everybody would just sort of be together, you know, sitting around chatting, talking about whatever was, you know, the hot potato or hot topic of the week. And just, it was the community, like it was a community element. Which, I mean, I haven't been on Christmas Eve for a while. I don't know if there's any other bar. I don't know if the Maverick do something similar, but I just feel that element, I certainly miss that kind of where you could sit down and you could chat to the person next to you because you would know who they would be.
Yeah.
That's not to say that other people weren't welcome, but it was just that kind of feeling.
What I also loved on Christmas Eve were the late night shoppers were out getting their last bits and bobs who decided, thought it would be a good idea to call into Union Street for one. And they would be in there at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then it comes 7 o'clock and be like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And all the shopping, and they would be like, and you'd be like, oh, God, love. But Bridget, won't I get you a taxi?
I've done many a night out Christmas shopping and ended up in the Kremlin and had to pay the extra couple of quid to check my Christmas boxes into the coat check.
It's worth it.
Absolutely.
It's worth it. It really is. But you know what? I'm going to say this because I feel it, and I think that 2025, something wonderful is going to happen with Union Street Bar, the Shoe Factory, the Green Room, the Kremlin. And I think it always takes a bit of time for new things to form and blossom. And I really hope that the community come back. You know, Union Street Bar is for everyone. It's for absolutely everyone. And especially in my shows on a Saturday afternoon and before when I done the Sunday Bingo show, you know, I became a drag queen because I love what I do. And I want people to love me for what I do. So I will love them back. I don't care creed, colour, religion, flag, representation, community. Just come on and take a wee seat and back up with scoops. Come on, I'll have you in stitches in 2 minutes. And I want that back. Do you remember on a Sunday night you used to queue up the street to get into a Sunday bingo show?
I do. I was one of those people that used to go down
and text and all. Keep us a seat.
Yeah, used to go down early. Used to go down about 6 o'clock.
That's right.
Happy hour would start between 7 and 9. It was £2 a drink.
That's right.
And used to go down early, and you'd start queuing at the door to get into Union Street. The doors open at about 8:30, and you would start queuing at about 7:45. And you'd be that really obnoxious person that would stand so close to the door that the staff that constantly were trying to get in and out of Shoe Factory would have to repeatedly ask you to move.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. That was totally me, because I was desperate to get a seat. And I think, you know, there was a crowd of us came down. And again, back to the point that I just made, there weren't necessarily people that I would hang out with in my, you know, day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But we would arrange to meet on a Sunday night because we were religious Sunday bingo show goers.
That's
you
correct.
know,
because back then we worked so hard to make it a fresh, brand new show.
I think we should definitely do a whole podcast episode on the Sunday bingo show.
Yeah.
And you know, let's see if we can get in contact with some of the other queens who've took part over the years and have a bit of a chat about that.
Yeah.
I think that would be such a great thing to.
Because you
explore.
remember going back to what we were doing, our opportunity frocks.
Oh yes.
And every winner we used to give them a few weeks' work.
Definitely, yeah.
We used to say, "Come on, do a wee turn."
Yeah.
There was always a wee bit of work and a wee bit of money, and they just loved that.
Just as you've brought up frocks up again, last week's episode, which we recorded in 2 parts, so we put out episode 1 last week. it's been very well received. Lots of people have been contacting me. I don't know about you, but they've been contacting me certainly to say that it's been great to hear, to sort of go back down that memory lane. Some names that people have heard that they haven't heard in years. And has anybody been in touch with you?
Yeah, they've been texting me and ringing me and sending me money and trying to blackmail me because they want to know who your drag queen crush is.
Oh, for the love of God. Oh.
Well, who is it?
I couldn't possibly say. I mean, look, as I said to you whenever I first mentioned it.
Wait. Now look me in the eye.
I'm looking you in the eye.
Listen, it's okay. Is it me?
For the benefit of our listeners, I am staring Tina in the eye. No.
Oh, okay.
It's not you.
Well, what's wrong with me? Am I ugly? Right, I'm away.
Listen, as we've said many a time on this would be the equivalent of you said your crush last week was discovering that you had a crush on your second cousin.
Yeah.
If it was you, this would be the equivalent of me having a crush on my brother. So let's not go there.
Oh, here
we're close as family, for God's sake.
I know. Stop it. We'll be took off the airwaves. My God.
About my crush, I might I have to be very careful because I work with a lot of people and clearly I don't want to upset anybody because like yourself, I don't want them to feel excluded.
No, be all right. Yeah, because you're a good-looking man now. I'll give it to you. You're a good-looking man. Yeah, it's nice if I didn't know you now. Swear to Almighty God, you turned
I'd be
my
tortured,
head.
would I?
But I idolize you. I think of you like a son.
Oh, cool. So thanks very much, Dad.
So,
thanks very much.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not going to breastfeed you.
But if you have loved any of the episodes that we've put out, get in touch with us. Let us know. Let us know what you're thinking.
A wee WhatsApp.
Yep. We're on WhatsApp, we're on email, we're on all of the socials. So we are. You can message us, you can send a carrier pigeon, smoke signals, semaphore.
Ask us anything you want.
But anything at all, or even if you just want to say hi, then feel free to drop us a message. We absolutely love hearing from our listeners.
Here, let me ask you a question. This is pure random. It's just come into my head, right? What's it like being married?
Being married? As in a gay man married or just married in general?
No, I don't think it's like anything to do with being gay or being straight. What's it like being married?
It's I love the fact that I'm married. I love my husband very much.
I know you do.
We've been together for 16 years.
Wow.
We were unmarried for 10 and a half of those years. And one of the best things that came out of being married is people stop asking, when are you getting married?
Yeah.
But no, it's great. I mean, for us, it didn't really change very much.
Yeah.
The only thing.
Do you remember the night me and Big Crystal come down to your wedding?
I do. I do very much.
What was I wearing?
You were wearing very little. You had your arse hanging out.
I did.
You had your 6-inch heels on.
And what colour was my dress?
It was a white dress.
That's right. Because me and Crystal bid in, and when we got down to the hotel and we went to the night do, because me and Crystal Dorothy Starr was taking ourselves off to Grand Canary the next day. Do you know what I never told anybody? Do you see when I pulled up and Crystal was in my car and we were that excited, we were giggling and laughing and all because us two were in full drag. I reversed into a wall.
Oh, goodness.
And I knocked the wall over. Crystal says to me, what are you going to do? What are we here? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I says, help me. She's like, what? And me and her in short skirts, high heels, big wigs. We rebuilt it and moved the car. No, we didn't. She says to me, move the car. I says, no, because if it falls down again. I said, just keep my car there. We went to check in and we walked in and everybody was just sitting in the foyer and me and her's linking each other, killing ourselves laughing. Checked in, went to a room, had a couple of scoops, came down in the reception, then came back down. A couple of fellas were giving me and Big Crystal the eye and then we bait on into your reception. I swear we had a ball.
Well, it was great seeing you, sir.
Yeah, it was lovely. I could just imagine there was, obviously, I think there was one or two people were like, in the name of good. But you know when you make eye contact with people and you just know that they're thinking something and you go, okay, yeah.
I mean, to
Hi,
be honest,
love.
at our wedding,
it was fabulous.
We gave everybody the option to represent whatever they wanted to represent.
You did.
And one of our guests, Princess Sunset, aka Colin McCrory, wore a pair of heels to our wedding the
That's
entire
right.
day.
That's right.
And, you know, we got married in Ballymena, and a lot
Hey.
of my husband's family are from up around that neck of the woods. So
Right.
there was a bit of explaining to do why Colin was running around in a pair of heels at our wedding. Not judging at all.
No.
But it was a great day.
It really was. Here, let me ask you this. Do you ever think I'll get married?
Probably not.
Nah,
I think
right.
you're too much of a free spirit.
I am.
And I would say to you that if you were ever going to be in a long-term relationship again, you probably would have done that by now.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. But you know what? You never know when Cupid's arrow is going to strike.
Well, this is true. They say
Because
there's
I met this absolute beaut at the weekend.
Oh.
And I'm going to say something that I haven't said ever before. I'm in the Deer Park Road 23 years. And he stayed over.
Ooh, wow.
Dun, dun,
There's a turn
dun.
up for the books.
I know. First time ever.
Knock me down with a feather.
Telling you, Sandra. This traffic was very heavy. Yeah. Picked him up after a Liam Gallagher concert.
Wow. Okay. So he's what, straight acting non-scene?
Well, he wasn't when he was in the house. Let me tell you, it was like straight up stairs and get off you and get into bed. Hurry up, son. And then I dropped him off on Saturday night. And you know the way when you do that first night thing and you get on with your business and you do the whole thing, right? Do you see by the time I dropped this guy off, right, over in the Lisburn Road, I could have at the pyramids, Cleopatra, Egypt. I was so hungry, I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't eat. I was like, right, okay. But yeah, I had the most wonderful weekend. And I love that about my single life because I have choices. And I love like you and Gary being married, and I look at like, you know, other friends who are in very beautiful, gorgeous relationships, and I love looking at that love and that respect and that level of loyalty. And I think it's a beautiful, dignified type of love. And I imagine if someone loved me that much and thought of me that much, and I wanted to I could quite easily give that back.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, I think one of the things for you is you're not really...
I don't go looking for it.
But you're not really short of meeting people, is
True.
what I would say.
Absolutely, love.
And I would say that if there was... That's why I'm saying... If you were to ever want to look for that, you would have found that already, because I would say that you wouldn't have much a problem.
That's it. I don't go. I stopped looking for love 23 years ago when I moved into a Deer Park. I was like, right, I know what number 97's for now.
This is a shag pad.
This is it, love. This is it. Get me a hot tub. Hello, boys. Tina, there's 10 men out here. Listen, I'm really tired. Tell one of them to go home.
Well, just on the subject of the weekend, I have to tell you.
Okay.
So I was away on the greatest cruise known to man.
Again?
This was my trip up the Bann.
Up the Bann.
So we hired a cruise boat. Sleep 6 people. You drive it yourself.
Pugwash.
I was Seaman Staines. We hired the boat. We left from a small place called Drumahaglis, just outside Coleraine.
Sounds lovely.
And we basically travelled south, drove ourselves. We went through a whole bunch of locks. But I have to tell you, the gag was the first night we arrived at a place called Kilray, and the walk from the jetty to where we wanted to go at Kilray Manor to get something to eat, it's about a half-hour walk uphill. So anyway, rolled off the boat, as you do.
Oh, yeah.
And there was some farmer standing. Now, well, I say some farmer. There was some fella standing that sounded like a farmer.
Okay.
And he's like, well, what about yous? How yous going? Yous all right? Up this neck of the woods, where yous for? So, of course, we were like all working up to the manor. And he was like, aye, sure, I'll give yous a lift. Oh, well, Tina, my goodness. Met a random stranger in Kilray. Drove a white transit van.
Had he got sweets?
As we were walking up, he was clearing out his van, so there was rubbish being turfed out left, right, and centre.
He had sweets.
He had McDonald's wrappers. He had the whole shebang. But listen, there was only enough room. There was only enough room for now. There were 6 of us. 2 of us could sit in the front, and the rest of us had to stand in the back.
No way.
I swear to God, driving us around Kilray in the back of this white van. Now, the driver, as we got towards where he was going to drop us off, was like, have you been to Kilray before? Have you been to Kilray before? We're like, oh, no, we've not been. And he was like, I'll give you a quick tour. Well, went round the roundabout, drove us down to the end of the street, went through a petrol station forecourt. And then drove us back up. Meanwhile, was going, and that's the Chinese. Now, it should be open tonight, but it's closed on a Thursday. I'm not impressed. Moving on. There's Maud's. Went round the roundabout and was like, and that was Kilray. It literally took 2 seconds just to go round those roundabouts.
Oh my God, what a life.
Really here, dropped us off at the Manor. Now, the Manor in Kilray, great food, by the way. Can highly recommend going. Portions are huge. It's just out the back of like this water park. It overlooks that. So it's a great place if you're listening. You've got kids and the good weather, take them there. As he dropped us off, he reversed and he had a trailer on the back of his van. Well, he must have forgot about it and reversed into the steps, and you want to heard the thud, a massive crunch.
Oh, God.
He was just like, oh, don't worry about that. That's just a trailer. That's just reminding me that it's attached.
Oh, my God.
Mate, you've just crashed into some steps. But like, anyway, random story. Great weekend. We travelled the whole way from Kilray down to Toome. And then we travelled from Toome the whole way to Coleraine on the Bann. It took us 4 days. Great crack. No experience necessary. They teach you how to do everything whenever you hire the boat. So if anybody's looking for a fun thing to do over 4 days, I can highly recommend banrivercruises.co.uk. We're not affiliated in any way, but we had a great time.
And you all bunched up and split that cost between the 6 of you?
We did, yeah. There was a small insurance waiver we had to pay for, but it was included within the cost.
Oh, okay.
So the total price was the total price. Now, the only thing I would say to you is that for 6 people in that boat, it was a bit cramped sleeping wise. I can only describe the bed that my husband and I slept in was a shoebox. It was tucked right underneath. There was very little room, even to turn on your side. It was very low clearance.
Yeah.
So if you are claustrophobic, it's not the boat for you.
It's not the boat for you, love.
So we are already looking at next year doing something very similar. We're maybe looking at Loch Earn, where you can get a bigger boat.
Can I just make a suggestion? If you're going to do that next year, I would suggest that you do the Loch Earn first and then your big cruise after.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Because then you'll not be sort of feeling like
no, because then what it'll
it's like upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? It'd be like going from a Hilton hotel into a
Easy Hotel.
Easy Hotel. Well, it'd be like going from the Hilton hotel into a shoebox.
Very much.
So well.
But anyway, that was the shenanigans we got up to this weekend. Oh, and here, meant to say to you, let's not forget, end of the month.
The 31st of August.
Yes, at Crumlin Road Jail, we have our Drags to Riches. Let's party like it's 1999.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yes, Tina and the girls. So we've got yourself,
Pure Bent, Fierce Injection, Lana Doone, and a mystery guest.
Oh, what about Zero?
Zero's off on her Holly Pops.
Is she away getting her face done again? Nipped and tucked as well.
Well, I think she's going to Turkey to get one of those female MOT, that mummy MOTs. So she's,
So the doors open at 7. Show starts at 8:30. Finishes at 11.
Yeah.
And of course, tickets are on sale now. So if you are interested, you can head on over to the Crumlin Road website.
Yep.
And you'll get all the information over there.
Yes.
There's 2 tickets available. You can just go to watch the show and entry is £20. Or if you want to make an entire night off it and you want to feed your face and go wild in the aisles, you get the hospitality package, which includes your 3-course dinner plus the show for £45. And of course, everybody gets a free cocktail on arrival as well.
They do indeed. And the food is lush.
Oh, it's very tasty.
Isn't it?
It's very good.
Oh my word.
Spent many a lunchtime in there with yourself and Miss Legs.
Honestly, Mary God, yes, we have. And it's cooked to perfection. It's gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful venue. We love the pub. We love the oh, I can't wait. So we're going to party like it's 1999. Ooh! If you'd like to support our podcast, then please consider joining us on Patreon, spelled Patreon. For the cost of a drink per month, you can listen to episodes early, access exclusive digital content, and get discounts to the G&T shows. Membership tiers start from free, with paid memberships starting from £3, £4 and £5.50 per month, with each tier offering increased benefits. Your support helps us keep the conversations flowing. So join us at www.patreon.com/GNT pod. Yeah, feeling very optimistic, you know.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. The future's
hopeful,
bright.
optimistic. Do you know what I can't wait for?
See if you tell me you can't wait for Christmas.
Christmas.
Tina, how did I know you were going to say that?
Oh, because I put a post up last week and everybody went bucked off.
You didn't. Can everybody please write in and tell Tina, or actually just message Tina directly? And
No, don't. Just write in.
No, tell her directly that she's mental for advertising Christmas.
I love Christmas. I love it.
At
My
the top
decorations.
Of top of this episode, you were complaining that we hadn't had a summer.
Well, listen, we haven't had a summer. I love the blue skies, don't get me wrong, but I absolutely love Christmas, and I think I'm one of the lucky people. I love the summer. I really, really do, when we get the good weather, right? And you know that. This is the first year ever in my house, the history of my house, I've never had a barbecue.
Summer barbecue, yes.
Summer barbecue.
Right,
you know, I have everybody over, and it's a hot tub, it's drinks, it's food, and it's an all-day affair, all-night affair.
Well, I mean, I just thought you didn't invite us this year. So
No, because there was no way I could make a prediction, because normally I'm really good with it when I plan it 3 weeks in ahead, because, you know, I just think, right, the last one last year was amazing.
I know.
And so last week I was sitting on the edge of the bed, me and Thumper, and Mummy was lying sleeping. And I seen this photograph, and it was a display in a shop, and it was the candy canes and the Christmas trees and the Santas and all of that. But also what has me excited is that Mummy and I got the loft converted.
Oh, yes.
And we got all the insulation put in. And for the first time in 23 years, I have all the Christmas decorations just as you go into the loft with the new floor. It's just, they're all to the right. And every time I go up there, now all my drag is in numerical order, chronological order. And I have all my jewellery and all my boxes. And all the other stuff is out the back in the igloo waiting to be sold. And every time I look, I see the decorations, and I hear me into myself, I'm coming for you shortly. I do. I can't wait.
Are you just waiting for the bank holiday at the end of this month so you can get your Christmas decorations up?
25th of August, Monday the 25th of August, I'm going to whack up my big silver Santas, my chrome Santas and all. I'm going to be sitting fairy lights. My palm tree has grew about 2.5 foot out the front. I am going to dress that baby like never before. I'm giving it chandeliers, and it's going to have earrings because it sprouts out, you see, in two different directions at the top. It's ready for to be seen.
I think we should leave Christmas to Christmas.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I don't underneath the Christmas tree. I love it.
Well, Miss Legs, that is sadly all we have time for.
Aww.
This was One for the Road.
One for the road, my loves.
Don't forget, next week is part 2 of
Opportunity Frocks.
There's a lot more to cover in that episode.
Absolutely.
We also
Wonderful
have a sip
memories.
and share in that episode as well. Yeah. So, Miss Legs, it's been totally emotional.
Glenn Marshall Adams, DJ Mushroom, push the button. It's been wonderbar.
It really has. I'm just now going to go and think about my drag queen crush.
I'm just going to go and think about Christmas.
Miss Legs,
chin chin.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of G&T Sips and Giggles. If you've enjoyed our conversation, then don't forget to share it with your friends, and why not subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Your reviews mean the world to us and really help others find the show, so please take a moment to leave one, but be kind. If you'd like to support the podcast, why not consider joining us on Patreon? For the cost of a drink a month, you can listen to episodes early, access exclusive digital content, and get discounts to upcoming G&T shows. Your support helps us keep the conversation flowing. Cheers, we'll see you next time. Chin chin.